Hi Aquarius, welcome to your weekly scopes. Please keep in mind this is only a general reading. Take what it feels right and with what resonates with your own life experiences at the moment. So, as a main opportunity, you have the Eight of Wands reversed. So, there's an opportunity for you to slow down. I think lately you had a lot of things happening really fast. You had a really busy time and a hard time maybe coping with it. So this week you have a time to slowly let yourself uh, get out of that web of just scattered things going on in your life and just rest and be at peace with yourself because there's issues there's deeply strong issues to work on inside of yourself, and maybe that's why it's happening. Suddenly there's a delay in communication, suddenly there's a delay on something you were expecting to launch or expecting to move forward with, but this week you may not see that happening because the advice is to recover, recover from something that it's still hurting your heart, that it's still affecting the way you behave in your life and with others. So any kind of delay, any kind of miscommunication, any kind of situation that it seems that it's not happening outside in your outside environment, know that it's happening so you can tap in for your inner self and deal with those issues, because maybe you have been focusing on being busy on doing a lot of things at once so you wouldn't have to deal with your heart. And that's why the universe is sending you this message, is for you to stop that busy mind, that it's only a distraction and a delay of issues you have to work on yourself. The challenge is the Knight of Wands. So again, the challenge is to be able to cool yourself down, no, not to not be so um, driven to action and to make things happen and to see your projects, your ideas, your passions manifesting this week, because again, it's about those things will not probably see its results now at the present time, but later, because it's time for you to slow down and it's time for you to really tap into your heart and the healing that it's demanding. So the challenge is for you to stop. The challenge is for you to cool down. The challenge is for you to not be overly impulsive, not be overly driven to make things happen just for the sake of action, because that's probably an insatisfaction and a fear of stopping, of quieting, and listening to those tears that maybe want to fall down, listening to that own heart that it's really asking you to heal and to take care of it. So the challenge is to stop, and the challenge is to be really grounded and centered inside of yourself, and to not look for distractions. Be aware of the distractions you are drowning yourself in, so you won't have to deal with this, which is the advice, and it's the Three of Swords. So the advice is for you to really mend your heart, to really listen to what your heart is saying, listen to the wounds, see how you still have wounds and you still have things you haven't properly dealt with, and that it's time to do so. It's time to take these swords out and start stitching up so it can regenerate in its own time. But so if you want to regenerate your heart, you really need to be honest and truthful about what it's hurting, about what it's still needing to be talked over, cried over, screamed over, whatever it is. There's a lot of release, and that's how you take the swords out. You need to release. everything that is still making it bleed. And if you're not consciously aware of it, probably this week you'll be by some kind of loss, some kind of event where you feel rejected or where you feel that you're not loved, and will resurface. That event will happen to, again, remember you, that unconscious message, remember you of things you need to work on, to remember you of the healing your heart is demanding, so uh, you can properly deal with your mind, your heart, your spirit in a much more integrated way, uh, in a much more positive way towards life. Because if you have these words here, eventually every single thing you'll do, it will be a reminder. It will be a reminder for you to work on these issues you are avoiding. So don't be afraid to be meditative, to be contemplative, to stop, to rest, to meditate, to open yourself up to your own self, which again is a spiritual message, openness. So really, be open to your heart. Be open to the voice of it. Be open to every single thing you may have denied or suppressed up until this moment. Don't put the guards up. Don't distract yourself in things that really don't demand your attention and are only distractions to avoid the real situation. And be open to life, and be open especially towards yourself and towards your emotions, because it will give you as hard as it may seem to do so in the beginning. When you start doing it and you start seeing the results, when the hurt slowly stops being as intense and as constant and as um, horrible as we perceive it, you'll start to feel better, you'll start to feel lighter, and you'll start to go in the direction of healing. And that's beautiful, and it's a very conscious act that demands a lot of yourself, but once you do it, you'll see the results and you'll feel really, really, really proud of yourself. So, Aquarius, I wish you a great week. Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing, and hopefully we'll see each other next week.